Hi all, good evening. So this week we are going to learn about headings, formatting, how to create bullet points and tables in this section. So let's get into the classes now. So good evening all. So let's learn about headings. So what are headings? So headings make text stand out and help people scan your document. So headings gives you an idea on the important points, or it gives you an overview on what is there in the document. Okay. So Word has 9 built-in heading styles. They call heading 1, heading 2, and up to heading 9. Headings is present under styles command in the home tab. Okay, so headings is present on the styles tab. So and there are around there are 9 heading types. Okay, so
Hello,
heading 1 is
hello.
the bigger one. Hello, and heading 9 is the smallest one. Okay, so the most important heading and will be at the first. So what and so headings, right? Click the home tab, choose any heading under styles tab and type to create a heading. Okay, so what you have to do is go to the home tab as shown on the screen, and then to go to the styles, what is it, it's called a ribbon, and in the style ribbon you go to heading 2, so you can choose anything. So in this example I've chosen heading 2. So then the sample text for each heading type is shown in the picture. So I've just created a heading 1, heading 2 up to different levels. So you see here, you can see, right? Heading 1 is the biggest one. So, and the heading 9 is the smallest one. So depending on the importance and the level of the headings, you can change the heading style. So, uh, let's say the supermost heading will be the biggest one. Let's say it should be heading 1. So the subheading should be the smaller one. Heading 2, heading 3 should be smaller as it goes up to 9, level 9. Okay. So formatting. So okay, okay. Then let's do some examples on heading, and then let's move on to the next topics. Okay. So what I have to do is uh, you guys have to create a new Word document, new Microsoft Word document. Yeah, and change the layout. Okay, so this is our new Word document, and we're just going to see different heading styles. Okay, so if you go to the Home tab, and under that we have different styles here. So one is see, if you click this drop down, right, you can see heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, and you should be able to see up to heading 9 also should be there. Okay, so what we have to do is let's get a example on heading 1. Okay, so what you have to do is click on heading 1, and you can type something here. So let's say you can type dogs. Okay, so this is the supermost heading here. So this is, see here, if you see, right, this particular heading, right, the font size is particularly bigger, and it's the text font size, right? You can see it's 20. Okay, so this is heading 1 size. Okay, let's say if I add another heading 2. Okay, let's say I type so there are different types of dogs, right? Let's say uh, husky. Okay, so here you can see, right, heading 1 and heading 1 and heading 2 has different colors. Okay, so and if you see the heading font size, right, this heading 1, heading 2 font size is 16, but heading 1 font size is 20. Okay, so you can see it here. Okay, so depending on everything, depending on the each heading, right, the size of the uh thing the size of the heading gets smaller and smaller. Okay, so you can say husky, you can say habits. Okay, so here heading 3, right, heading 3, the size of the heading differs, is same, but the alignment changes. Okay, so here you can see the things are aligned to the left of the aligned left. Okay, so here it is aligned uh, in the middle. Okay, so Similarly, you can go to heading 4 and you can say habits. So you can see the predefined formats, right? So every heading type, right, has its own characteristics. So here you can see, right, it is italicized. So what do you mean by italicized is the font is like slightly slanting to the right? So that is called an italicized font. Okay. So for each heading, uh, the characteristics of the font changes. So let's say, if you can say, now let's do heading 5. Heading 5, right? The font is smaller. Okay. So if you see heading, I think this one is heading 4, and uh, heading 4, the font size is 15, and heading 5, the font size is 14. So let's say if I say habits, and I change it to uh, heading 6. Okay. So here again the font is getting smaller and smaller. Okay. So, and also the depending on the alignment also changes, and also the characteristics. So let's say it could be bolded, or mostly it gets italicized. Okay, so these are the basic things we can see in a heading. Okay, so these are differences we can see in a heading. So basic point is heading 1 is the biggest one. So the topmost heading should be always in the heading 1, and gradually you should, based on the subheadings, yeah, you can go up to heading 9. Okay, so this is how you change your headings. So any doubts in this? What you understood what is heading, and how it is used? So any doubts in these things? So we just saw a lot of samples, right? So if you have any doubts, you can stop me and ask me. Okay. So let's move on to the next topic. So let's move on to formatting. So formatting text. So document formatting refers to the way a document is laid out on the page, the way it looks and visually organized. So it addresses things like font selection, font size, and presentation like bold or italics, spacing, margin, alignment, columns, indentation, and list. Okay, so we'll see all these things one by one. Okay, so document formatting. So how do you format a document? So formatting is nothing but how you format a document. Formatting in the sense, how do you arrange the different headings or the different parts of a document? It could be a heading or it could be a paragraph. So how you align all these things is called formatting, and we can do formatting based on all these properties. Okay, so we have font selection, font size, presentation, spacing, margin, alignment, columns, and indentation list. So we'll see everything one by one. Okay. So the first thing we are going to see is formatting font. Okay. So there are different types of fonts. So how do you format a font? Okay. So you know what's a font, right? It's the text. Uh, let's say, I mean, its font is the text that is entered in a document. And so for a font, right, it could have certain type of characteristics. Okay, so it could be the size of the font, it could be the color of the font, it could be whether how do you present it. Okay, so it could be bolded, italicized, or underlined. So all these presentations are available. Okay, so so I'm just, so in this page, right, I've shown you all the types of formatting that is available. So here you can see the first thing, right, it is bolded. So you can see the difference between other fonts, right? The text is a little bit thickened. So you can see the size of the thickness of the lines, right? That is called boldness. Okay, so I've so the first thing is bolded here, and so this is the button to make a text bolded. Okay, so the next thing we are going to see is italicized. So here you can see, so this is the button to italicize the text. So here in the sample itself, right, you can see the font is slightly slanted to the right. So it is slightly to the right? So that is called italicized font. So instead of being vertically straight lines, the fonts are uh, slanted to the right. So this is called italicized font. Okay. So next to that we have underline. So underline, as the name suggests, right? The text is underlined here. So to underline a text, you can use this button here. Okay. So font color. So how do you change the color of the font? So the default font color is red. Okay. So if you want to change the font color, you can change it using this button here. So here it is chosen red, and we have seen red here. So apart from that, font background color. So how do you change the background color? So using this, you can change the background color, and you can change the type of the font. Okay. So there are different types of fonts here. It could be Calibri, it could be Comics and MS. So there are different types of font that is available. So we can choose any of these font types here. And font size. So font size is the size of the font. So so we saw it already, right? The size of the font varies. Okay. So you can choose any type of size here. So 36 is bigger. So up to certain I mean, I think the maximum size is 70 or something, I guess. So you can choose anything like that. Okay. So we see all these in the examples. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you all those examples. So how do you type a bolded text? Okay. Let's say, so this is a normal text, right? Bolded. So if you want to bold this particular text, right, what you have to do is you have to first select the text like this. Okay. Drag it over the text, and then you can go and click it here. So under the home tab, home ribbon, under the font section, there is a button B. Okay. And you can see make your text bold here. So the code says, right, it says bold, make your text bold here. So all you have to do is you have to select this font, and you have to click this button. So now you can see the text is bolded. So you can see the difference between these two texts, right? The normal one, the bolded one. So you can see that's the difference between a normal text and a bolded text. Okay. So it's shown here. So then the next example we are going to see is italicized font. Okay. So if you want to make an italics. So how do you make a font italics? Okay. So sample. So if you want to make italicized, right, all you have to do is you have to select the font, and then you have to go and click the italic button. So italicize your font, italicize your text here. Okay. So all you have to do is select it, and you can see the difference. Okay. You can see the difference, right? So you
Yes,
can
sir.
see that. Okay. So this is how you make a text italicize. So so when you click italicize, right, you should see this text is slanted to the right. Okay. So this is how you italicize your font. So unselect it, and then we'll select the next example. So we'll see how to underline a text. Okay. So unselect it and say underline. So how do you underline the text? So that should be easy for you guys, right? So it's the same thing. So all you have to do is select the font and click on this underline thing. Okay. So underline a text, click on it, and you'll see the text is underlined. So next we will try to change the font color. So we'll change the font color. So this is also the same thing. So what I want, so can somebody tell me how to do this?
Yes, sir. Don't want to make bold.
I want to change the color to red, font color to red.
Color. Color. The upside is big
First I have to,
alphabet A.
yeah, first I will select the font, and then
Yeah.
I have to change it,
Yeah.
and you can choose any colors here. So if I move it over it, right, you can see the color changes. Preview, you can see, right?
Yes.
So if you want
Yes,
to
sir.
red, select red, you can select red here. So very good, Hussein, right? Yeah. Okay. So then now I want to change the font background color. So who can tell this? Okay. Font background color. How do you change this? So I want something like this thing. So I want to change it to blue background color. Can somebody tell me how to do that? Hello? You're saying something?
Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sir.
So what you have to do
So,
is you have to
select the
font, okay,
select the
then
font, and then could do the just now the choose the color beside the got the
this
small
one.
yeah, correct, sir.
Okay, so that's it.
Select
Very good.
select the
Okay.
color.
So you can choose any color you want here. So we'll choose the blue one. Okay. So this is how you change your color. So very good. Again, okay. So then we'll see the next example. So okay. So then we'll see font. So there are different types of fonts, right? Let's say font. I will change it to font. See again, font size, right? All you have to do is select the font, and you can choose any type of fonts here. So these are different hand font available. Okay. So you can choose anything here. So even you can see the preview of all these fonts also here. So if it's Comic Sans MS, right, you can choose Comic Sans MS and change to Comic Sans MS. Again, if you want to change it again to some other font, right? Let's say if you want to change it to, let's say Algerian, right? You can see the difference, right? So it becomes like an Algerian font, okay? So all you have to do is you have to select the font here, and then click the font drop down here, and then you can choose from a variety of fonts that is available already here. You can choose anything from these selections. Okay, so let's say Rockwell Extra Bold. Okay, so this is another type of font. Okay, so this is how you change the type of font applied on a text. Okay, so this is how you change it. So next thing we have is font size. Let's say if you want to increase the size of the text, right? So let's say if it's too small for you guys, okay? So all you have to do is select the font here, and then go to the option available next to the font type, okay? So here you can see the font size here. So the maximum thing I think is 72, and if you hover around the text size, right, you can change it. You can see that size changes. So let's choose 36, and that's it. So this is how you change the size of a font uh, in your document. So this is how you play with all these options available here. So any doubts in this up to the things you have covered in this particular font formatting? So you can ask me if you have any doubts. Okay, if there are no doubts, we'll continue to the next topic. So font paragraph. Okay. So formatting, how to format a paragraph. A paragraph formatting is under paragraph command. The various options provided are alignments, bullets, and numbering. Okay, so we're going to see how to do all these things. Okay, so uh, so there are two types. First thing we're going to learn is alignments. Okay, so there are three types of alignments. Okay, so alignment left, alignment center, and alignment right. Okay, so alignment left, as you can see here in this thing, right, align to the left. So the text is from left to right. Okay, and alignment right is from right to text. So whenever you type something, it always moves to the right. So center will be aligned automatically centered. Okay, so the content will be always in the center of the document. So this is how you play with alignments. So let's see all these things in an example. Okay, so let's go to the same word document, delete all those things. See, by default, right, all things will be aligned to the left. So so in our notebook also, right, we always write from left to right, right? So the default thing is always align left. Okay, so whatever you type here, right, let's say my name is Robert. Okay, so whatever you type is always aligned to the left. So let's say if you want to type something in the right, right, let's say uh, some things could be changed, move to the right, right. Mm, okay, let's say in a resume, right, if you have your mobile number, should be always to the right of the page, right? Let's say my mobile number is it's just a random mobile number. And if I choose this thing and if I click on right, it always move to the right. So whatever you type, right, if you add something also, it always moves from the right to left. Okay, so this is called right alignment. So this is the difference between right and left alignment. So this is left alignment and this is right alignment. So left alignment, whatever you type, right, it always doesn't change. It always keeps the things to the left of the page. And if you type something right, it always keeps for the right alignment. It always keeps the things to the right of the page. So this is the difference between left and right alignment. And central alignment, as you guys know, right? So so once you click on the central alignment here, if you type, let's say the heading, right? So this is a central alignment. So this is how you align things in a document. So in the home tab, under the paragraph section, there are different alignments that is available. So left alignment, center alignment, and right alignment. So another thing that is called align justify, right? So what it does is, let's say if I copy something from the document, right? See, let's say I copy this text here. So now we can see, right, you can see, right, the finishing of the right side is not aligned properly, right? You can see the difference, right? So this line is at the ending, but this line is a bit disaligned, right? It's not aligned to the end of the page. So what you can do is you can just select the whole thing, whole paragraph, and click on justify. So click on it, and you can see, right, now you can see, right, everything is aligned to the right of the page in a proper manner. So this is called justify alignment. So so we have 4 types of alignments: left, right, center, and justify. So these are the 4 alignments that we use in a page. Okay. So any doubts on the alignment?
No, sir.
Okay, very good. So then let's talk about bullets and numbering. Okay. So let's say what are bullets and numbering? Let's say if you want to type a grocery list. Okay. Grocery list. Let's say I want to buy some groceries. So how do you list it in a proper presentable manner? Let's say I want to buy tomatoes. What else? Brinjal. Then milk. Okay. So these are items that I want to buy. So you can see, right, the grocery list is not part of the list, but all these things look same, right? So if I want to buy some grocery list and tomatoes, right, all this thing at same format. Okay, so I want to differentiate between this heading and the items. Okay, so what I can do is I can select this thing and I go to paragraph, and like you can see a daughter thing here. So this is called bullet. Create a bulleted list. Click the arrow to change the look of the bullet. So what you can do is you can select the bullets that you can select the text that needs to be bulleted, and then click on this button here. So now you can see bullets are added to the grocery list. So now you can see the difference between this heading and this list, right? So this is a better way to present your documentation. So it is uh, it's visually appealing to the reader, right? So this is how you can do. You can present things in a good manner. Okay, so this is called a bulleted list. Okay, so this is how you add a bullet. So bullets, right, you can add different kinds of bullets also to your text. Okay, so not only dot you need to add, right? So you can add bullets. You can change the shape of the bullets also. Let's say if you choose whatever to do, choose all these things, click on the arrow here, drop down arrow here, and you can see a lot of bullets that is available, right? So you can choose this one, 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 whatever you can say. So let's say we will choose the this bullet. So click on it and you can see the bullet changes, right, like this. Okay, so this is how you can use different types of bullets here. So any doubts in this? So you understand what is a bullet, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very
Yes,
good.
sir.
Yes, sir. Understand, sir.
Okay, so this is how you change your bullets here. And so let's see about some other thing. Okay, so let's say now you can see, right, there are 3 items, but the number is not present here. Let's say I want numbers for this instead of bullets, right? I want numbering for this. Okay, so that so that I can know the count for number of items that is going to be purchased. So what I can do is I can select all these things and I can choose this thing, numbering, create a numbered list. So what you have to do is you have to select a particular list and then click on this. So now you can see, right, it is all numbered, so that a number applies to all these items here. So you can see the count easily. So these two are pretty much same, but but the thing is, this consists of bullets and this consists of numbers, so that you can see the count of something or something like that. Okay, so even if you don't want to use numbers, right, you can choose something else also, like a number of the dot, a number of the, what is this, parenthesis, or you can use no Roman letters, or you can see normal characters, something like this. Okay, so let's say we'll use ABC. Okay, so you can choose ABC. So let's say ABC parenthesis. So I can choose this one, and you can see the parenthesis are aligned here. And let's say if you want to add another thing, right? How do you add it? So all you have to do is you have to click enter the end at the end of the page. So if I want to add another item, right? How do you do it? So just click enter, right? You will see the numbering or the bullet appearing automatically. So let's say if I add milk, right? So milk we add, okay, then we'll say buy cheese. And then if you want to add another item, right? All you have to do is plus enter, and the number will be increased automatically. So if it's a number, it will be increased automatically. If it's a text, it will be increased automatically, and all the things happens automatically on the press of an enter key. Okay, so this is how you add items to your add an extra numbering or a extra bullet to your list. Okay, so that's it. So if you want to add cheese, you can add cheese. Then you can say some toy. Okay, so similar to numbering, right? Even the bullets also increases on press of the enter. So if I press enter, right, you can see some item added. So another enter, you can see item added. So another enter, you can see item added. So this is how you add items to your list by pressing the enter key. And let's say if you want to, let's say you have finished the list, right? And if you press enter, it will again create a document here. So I don't want to add another thing to the list, but I want to I want to type a paragraph. What you have to do is you have to click backspace. So once you click the backspace, right, the numbering will be gone and you can type something here. So let's say, please buy the items listed above. So this is how you uh, exit from a list. Okay, so enter is to add items to the list, and backspace is to delete a particular list. So this is how you add or delete items to the to your uh, to your list. Okay, so either using in both cases bullets and numbering, you have to use these things. Okay, so this is how you add bullets and numbering to your things. Okay, so any doubts in this? So next thing we are going to do an exercise. So any doubts with this, you can ask me now, or we can move on to the exercise.
Okay, sir. I take 5-minute leave for break.
Yeah, okay, you take. So yeah, so we'll do this exercise. I'll give you another 20 minutes. Okay, so you can do this example while you can do this example. So all you have to do is you have to create a text like this, you have to create dogs and add to the heading 1. Okay, so apart from that, then you have to type this text and you have to use the font Comic Sans MS font here for the dog, right? For this 2 lines, right, you have to use this Comic Sans MS font, and the lives of humans you have to underline, and then you have to create another subheading called types and breeds of dogs, and then you have to add heading 3 here. So you should see the difference, right? Heading 1 and heading 3 here. Then you have to add one text, and you have to use mammals. The mammals text should be uh, italicized, and then you have to add some bulleted list, and you have to change the color to blue color. Okay, so what the things you have to do is mentioned here. You guys can start now, and you can I will let's discuss this. I mean, once you do it, let me know, or I'll give you 20 minutes, and then we can discuss this. Okay, so you guys can start now. Let's see recording. So let's continue. Let's talk about how to create tables. Okay. So aligning text in a what are tables? Aligning text in a word processing document can be tedious when it's done with tabs and spaces. So Microsoft Word insert tables in a document to align columns and rows of text with ease. Okay. So what you can do is instead of, so let's say if you want to create an structure, it could be very hard when you do with ordinary tabs and ordinary spacing and all these things. Okay. So instead of this, so you can use tables to align your content. Okay. So let's see those examples. So table creation. So insert table command is present in tables command in insert tab. So in the insert tab, there is a table in the table section, there is a table tab. So you can create a table using the 2 methods provided here. So using the insert table and using the draw table. So let's say if you want to create this student mark list, right? Creating with a tab is always a tedious task, right? So it is not so easy when you're using just spaces and tabs and using all the alignment features that is available. So to align it properly and easily, you can use tables for this thing. So let's try to do this thing. Let's try to create this table now. So let's go to a Word document, delete all the things. So all you have to do is go to the insert tab here, click insert tab, and you can see the tables section here. So under tables, you can add a table here. So first create a table. Let's choose the insert table option first available. Okay, so click on it. And now here you can choose the number of columns and the number of rows. So you know that columns are vertical and rows are horizontal, right? Let's say we have 3 subjects, right? And so 3 subjects. So the 3 subjects. So 3 columns for 3 subjects and 1 column for the name of the student. So let's say we'll say 4 columns, and we'll have we'll have uh, one header and 3 students. Okay, 2 students. Let's say 3 students. So let's say number of rows is 3. Click OK. So now you have the table selected. So I mean table created. Now you can enter your text here. So you can say name. So let's go to, so first one name, second is maths, physics, chemistry, right? So the first student name is let's say John. He has scored 45, A67 and 98. Okay, so next student is John David. Okay, so this is how you type your content here. Let's say if you want to add a new record, new row, right? All you have to do is you have to place cursor here and press enter. a new row will be added here. So you can say another, you can give another name like, let's say Muthu. So Muthu will be scoring some marks here. So if you want to move to next tab, right, next column, right, all you have to do is you have to, let's say another name, and all you have to do is press tab. If you press tab, right, it will automatically move to the next next cell. Okay, so these are all called each cell. So press tab, it will go to the next cell. So you can type some numbers here. Press tab again, it moves to the next tab here. So this is how you move along all these things here. So this is how you create a table. So we used so this is how you create a table here. So this is one way of creating. So next, let's see the next way of creating a table. So Rajesh Shekhar, Dinesh Kannan, okay. So let's see the next way of creating a table. There is something called draw table. Okay, so you can click on it, and you can just so go to the table section here. Go to the table section here and click on draw table. And now you can see draw a table using this option. Okay, so what you can do is you can just draw a table here. See, after drawing a table, you can insert rows above, or you can right click and you can insert columns and all these things. Okay, so if you want to insert columns, right, click on it, insert right. So insert right. So like this, you can insert after drawing a table. So all you have to do is you have to create a first cell first, and then you can insert records one by one. So let's say student, right? Max physics. Okay. So now John he has scored 78 and 87. So let's say if you want to add a chemistry mark, right? All you have to do is you have to click on here and you say insert and insert right. Okay, so insert a column to the right. So you can add chemistry here. So once you do add chemistry, you can just add as marks here. And if you want to add another record, right, all you can do by clicking on this and say insert below. So now you can see a new record added. So you can type some marks for this student here. So this is another way of creating a table. So if you can do all these things like deleting a record also, you can do it. So you can delete a record, delete cells, delete column, delete table, whole table, you can delete all these things. Or options also available. So if you say delete column, right, delete row, right, the whole row will be deleted. So if I want to delete physics, right, I can just say delete column. So that's it. So this is you can do some editing on the tables also. So there is another way of creating tables also, right? Like there is a grid option that is available. Okay, so all you have to do is you can hover around this table and you can choose the number of rows and tables. Okay, so it is a 4x1 record. Okay, so it says 4 rows and 4 columns and two rows. Okay, so let's create 4 columns and 3 rows. So click on it. That's it. So this is how you create another table here. So in this we can type some student. So the same thing. So you can just add some data here, and there are some other options also available here. So if you see, right, so we saw how to create a tables, right? Let's see about okay. let's see about table formatting also. Okay, so this table, right, it doesn't look so good, right? So we can change the table font also here. See, tables, there are predefined table styles here. Okay, so you can choose any one of these styles here. So let's say if you want to choose this style, right? So you want, I can choose this. So it gives a segregation between the headers and the first rows, right? So name is a different. See, this is a different row, right? So these kind of things can be done in the predefined style here. So if you want to add some colors, right, you can do it here. See, for the names, there's a different color. For different rows, there are different colors. So there are predefined styles that can be applied to your tables here. So let's say we'll use this one. Okay. So this is how you change the tables styles here. And if you want to add something, right? Let's say if you want to add a table row, right? So and you can choose something here. So there is a header row, right? This is called a header row. So if there is a header row for your table, right? So max physics, chemistry, and name is the header row. So if there is a name header row, right, you can choose it. So if you don't have it, right, you can unchoose it. Okay. So that all the text becomes same as this table here. So if you see the marks also looks similar to the header, right? So differentiate those things as a header row, we can choose this one. So once you click it, it automatically aligns, it automatically applies some visual 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 formatting based on the theme, your table style you have selected here. Okay, so if there is a first column, right, let's say the name is a first column, right, it is not, it is also different from this particular thing. So you can choose the first column option also here. If you remove this, right, it also becomes something like the marks here. So since the name is a different column, which we have to differentiate from the mark, right, you can choose the first column option also here. So there are something called branded columns, um, banded columns, and all these things. Okay. So these things, okay. Okay, shading also, you can choose different shading for your text here. So if you choose all the things, and you can add some shading to the content here. So what you have to do is you have to select the whole table, and you can see some shading. You can apply some shading that is available here. So let's choose okay, let's choose this one. Okay, so this is another shading here, and there are some border styles also available. So if you see the right, you can see the green border that is applicable. So if you choose a different border, you can choose it. So let's say if you have double solid lines, right, you can do it. Okay, so first you have to select the table, then you can choose the double bordered line. So clicking on it, see, I've applied all borders, and now you can see change the border styles here. Okay, so this is how you change the border styles also here. So if you want borders, if you don't want borders, right? Let's say if you don't want borders for this thing, right? You can just remove no borders here. So now the borders are invisible. So if you want to choose all borders, right? You can choose it from here. So choose a table, and you can choose all borders, and all these things are, all borders are option available. So this is similar to style, but it is a custom thing. So best way is you can now always use the styling here. So that is also always easy. Okay, so you can choose any one of the stylings here. Okay, so if you want to add your custom things, right, you can play with these things. Okay, border styles, you can choose the border painter, and all these things you can choose. Okay, so these are better, always use this table styles that is available in your available by default. Okay, so this is how you create a table styles option here. So different styles are available. So apart from that, we saw insert a row, insert delete row, all these things we saw. And if you want to apply, so if you want to apply a formatting for your text, right, you can also do it for the table also. So if you see, right, choose this table, and you can apply a different font for this table also. If you want to apply Comic Sans MS, you can apply it. If you want to increase the text size, right, you can font size, you can increase or decrease. And apart from that, bullets, numbering, all these things are available. Okay, so border coloring also we can apply. So all these options are available. Let's say if you want to add to the first column alone, right, if you want to make it bold, you can do it. So click on bold, it will make it bold. So the first see, you can apply these things also here. So bold. Okay, so bold, italicize, all these things, some custom things can also be applied using the option that is available here. Okay, so this is how you work with tables here. So any doubts in this? Tables doubts in that. So I'm done with the sessions today. If you have any doubts on tables, you can ask me now. Okay. Okay, so that's it for the today's class. Okay, so I'll give you the homework. Okay, so this will be a homework. Okay, so you guys have to do this thing here. So you have to create a project status report, create some tables, and you should do the same thing, something like this. Okay, so you have to type project status report with a different heading, execute the summary with the background, and all these things you guys have to do it. Okay, so this will be a homework for the day. And so yeah, so thank you guys.